Hi guys, it's me Laura and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be filming the first ever review of a Once Upon a Time episode, like a proper separate video. Now if you do hear a noise, it's my printer. I am printing out some of my Disneyland Paris photos to put in my photo album, and I also have no makeup on today. I'm doing this video fresh faced because I'm not doing anything tonight bar going to my cousin's house to watch Beauty and the Beast, hence why I have my jumper on. But yeah, so this video is going to be an honest review of Storybook. I rephrase that. Once Upon a Time, Season 7, Episode 1, Hyperion Heights. It's the first episode of Season 7 after the massive reboot. And spoiler, there will be spoilers in this, so if you don't want to know what happened in Episode 1, please don't watch any further. But yeah, first of all, I'm going to quickly kind of explain my love of Once Upon a Time and how I came about to become a Once Upon a Time fan, or a oncer as they're called, or were called. So yeah, last year at the start of 2016 I was off work with the flu. I was off work for about 3 weeks, I think. I was signed off by my doctor. It was the first time I had been signed off for such a long time, and as you can imagine, being cooped up for 3 weeks can be pretty boring, especially when you're not well and you can't do anything. So Alison, my friend, had recommended me Once Upon a Time, and she mentioned it to me so many times before, but I never actually had found time to watch it. I'm not one of these people who watch Netflix and have Netflix binges or have a TV series I'm absolutely addicted to. And I thought while I had the DVD that she'd lent me, I would give it a go. And yeah, I was hooked. 2 seconds guys, after my phone. Sorry about that guys. So anywho, as I was saying, I began watching it and I was absolutely hooked, which Alice always said to me, you will love Captain Hook when you meet him, and I was like, no I won't. I just can imagine the actual Captain Hook from Peter Pan, and there's no way. And then in the first, he appeared in season 2, I fell in love with Captain Hook. I don't need to go for a villainous character, but I think I like the idea of a character being on the road to redemption, and that's why I think Regina has become one of my favourite characters, and also Zelena as well. But yeah, I love anything to do with fairy tales. I love anything to do with like magic, the fight between good and evil. I love this idea. I love Disney, so any of like the stories of Once Upon a Time bringing in your favourite Disney characters. And I love what they did with Snow White, because Snow White's my actual least favourite Disney princess, along with Aurora. And I love the fact that she's quite badass. And I love Emma's story. Like, there's quite a lot of Emma's character I can relate to. When we meet Emma in season 1, she has a guard up. I tend to put a guard up when I meet new people because I'm scared of getting hurt, I guess. And there's actually, I remember reading a quote. It was, when you let your guard down and start letting the good stuff in, you let the bad stuff in as well. And I think it was to do with Emma's character. You know, she lets all good stuff in, bad stuff come in too. So I can relate to Emma's character in a certain way. But yeah, I fell in love with the show. I think I managed to watch it all until the start of season 5B, which was the Underworld arc, if I can remember. So I managed to watch it all. It was my first time Netflix binging. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups. I had never Netflix binged in my life until I watched Once Upon a Time. And yeah, I've watched it 3 times the whole way through since, in the space of a year, which is crazy. And I also attended my first ever Once Upon a Time comic convention this year in April in Blackpool. It was Storybook 3, and I'm actually going to one next year as well in Birmingham. So I absolutely love it, and don't get me wrong, I was absolutely devastated whenever I found out a lot of the cast weren't returning. Like, Emma's one of my favourite characters. I love the Charmans, I love Zelena, so I was absolutely gutted when they were, they hadn't renewed their contracts, and obviously Jennifer Morrison, she announced that she was leaving. So yeah, I told myself go into season 7 with an open mind, go in with it, not judging it, before I actually watched it, which I think is so important when you are watching a new season or a new series or anything. You just go in with an open mind. There was a lot of obviously in the fandom there was a lot of I think worry and fear. A lot of fans were adamant they weren't going to watch, which is fine. If they don't want to watch, they don't have to. I think a lot of people were very scared about what was going to happen and just completely refused point blank to watch it. And I always said, just go in, give it a chance, don't judge a book by its cover. I think a lot of people were confused, and no matter how many times you tried to explain what was happening, they still didn't understand, which really bugs me because, you know, you explain something to someone and it's still not getting into them. The way I looked up the new season was it's a new story. It's a new book, and that's what way I seen it being presented to the fans. It's a new book, and it's a new set of stories, and a new set of characters and their stories. So that's the way I looked at it. I was like, it's a new, brand new book, and you don't judge a book by its cover at all. And I think, of course, because they have like Cinderella, a new version of Cinderella, a lot of people go, why have they replaced Cinderella? It's like, no, they haven't replaced her. She is a completely new version. And so many people were trying to argue that in our world, if you look at our fairy tales, there are several versions of all our fairy tales. Like the Disney versions of Cinderella aren't just the only version of that story. So there's several versions of Cinderella out there. There's several versions. Even like Frozen isn't the original version of, I think it's Ice Queen by Hans Christian Andersen is the original, and it's just taken from those fairy tales. So I think a lot of people just were very confused. They wanted to know why Henry was now an adult, and they couldn't understand why Jared Gilmore wasn't playing Henry anymore. But Jared's only 17 in real life, so to have him be nearly in, I'd say, his late 20s, early 30s, it's just not possible. They can't age Jared that much. And yeah, I just think it needed this shake up, and I think they needed it because they can't keep telling the same stories over and over again. They can't keep having Emma and Hook separated and bringing them back together, and they can't keep having the Charmings do the same stuff all the time because it gets boring, and then people complain about the boredom. And I think a lot of people were getting bored of these older stories. So yeah, it needed it. And yes, I'm gutted that there's no more Captain Swan. I'm gutted that there's no more Charmings. I'm gutted that there's a lot of characters won't be returning. However, Rebecca Mader is going to be returning as Zelda, which I'm really happy about. But yeah, so like I said, I went in watching it this morning. I watched it this morning with an open mind. Very, very excited to see Colin O'Donoghue back on my screen again. I didn't really know what to expect. I'd watched a few of the clips. So I went in this morning being like, right, okay, I'm giving this a chance, let's see what happens. If I don't like it, I don't have to watch the rest of it. So I went in not knowing really what to expect, and I have to say I enjoyed it. It was really, really good, and it felt like I was watching a completely different TV series altogether. It felt new. I liked it. It felt, yes, there was little moments where they paid homage to other characters as well, which was really good. Storybrooke was mentioned, Emma was mentioned, the Charmings I think were mentioned if I can remember rightly, and it was really good, and I liked that, and it felt fresh, and I think that's what they needed. And I don't think a lot of fans are liking the fact that it's not the same, but for me I think it needed it. And yeah, I just am now excited to see where these characters go with their stories, and I want to find out more about what happened to Henry between him leaving Storybrooke and how he got to Seattle, and what happened with this curse, and how this curse was cast, and who I think I know who cast the curse. Does Rumple have his memories? Like, does he know who he is, like he did at the start of season 1 when he was in Storybrooke? And how I just can't wait to see how these stories pan out over the next couple of episodes. And it was so good when we've seen Hook as Rogers. Oh, him in a policeman's uniform. Oh my lord, he looks so good. And obviously Regina as Ronnie. Weaver, I'm a bit like, I'm not going to like this character. I just know. I think he's just going to be just as sleek and as annoying. Not annoying. Sleek and as kind of troublesome as Gold is. There's just something. There's just something. I don't like Alice's character so far. I just find she's going to be really annoying. But Alice in Wonderland isn't one of my favourite Disney films anyway, and I didn't really like the Wonderland section of Once Upon a Time. I didn't actually watch Once Upon a Time in Wonderland either, so there's just something about her character I don't think, but I'll give her a chance. First impressions of Alice is not good. I don't really like her. Same with Lady Tremaine / Victoria. I am hating her. I have that same opinion of her as I did with Regina at the beginning of season 1, and she makes me just want to. She's one of those characters where I really just want to chuck something at her. Like she's just so vile. Um, oh, she's gonna annoy me. I think she's gonna be one of those characters who are just so nasty that I'm just like, no, I can't stand you. But I loved it. Ronnie stood up to her, and I'm just like, you go, girl. Lucy is adorable. She has pulled. She took my heart. She's adorable, and just the way Henry did in season 1. I like the parallels. She's just adorable, and I just can't wait to see if she can win Henry over, like Henry did with Emma. Cinderella, I'm liking Cinderella story. I think she's pretty badass. I think she's gonna be a force to be reckoned with. Again, parallel with Snow White story. She's badass. She's feisty. You know, yeah. When she punched Henry, I was like, whoa. So you know she's gonna be. I think she's gonna be a pretty feisty character, and it'll be very interesting to see how her and Henry's love story played out and how they fell in love together. Um, Andrew as Henry, I'm liking him. I actually can have a crush on Henry now. It's great. He's took Henry, and he's doing really well, and I can't wait to see how more of his story. I will miss Jared. Don't get me wrong. I really like Jared. I think he's an amazing actor, and watching him grow up from season 1 to that episode, the start of this episode. Oh, I just like. I just wish he could stay, but I know he can't. 2 seconds. My phone is ringing again. So yeah, back to Henry. I'm can't wait to. I think I'm really going to look forward to Henry. Other characters. Drizella. Is it Drizella? She is. Oh, is it Drizella? She's played by Adelaine Kane. I think I said her name wrong. The evil step sister. Yeah, she. I don't know. I think she's kind of. I think she has the potential to try to be a good character, but she feels she has to act bad for to be with her stepmom. I actually, when they first went to Victoria Belfry's kind of building, it kind of reminded me of The Devil Wears Prada. So it did. So yeah, Hook, other characters rather. Also, the girl who is Jacinda's flatmate is Tiana, I believe. So yeah, I'm quite excited to see Tiana as well, and also they're redoing Rapunzel, a different version of Rapunzel, which I'm really, really excited for. I hope and pray they make that. I really hope and pray they do her story justice this time. I wasn't impressed with the Rapunzel storyline in season 3 with where she was on the dream shade stuff. No, it was stuff that Selena had slipped into Charmin's tea, and you fight your worst night. I don't know, your demon or something. Anyway, and she had was fighting with this in the tower, and Charmin had to save her. I didn't like her storyline. Obviously Tangled's my favourite Disney movie, so if I want to be Rapunzel to be more like run around with her frying pan. I want to see Flynn Rider. I want to see her chasing her dreams, floating lanterns. Yeah, I want to see Pascal. Okay, I want her to be more, I guess, more kind of sassy and more feisty. I kind of felt that the Rapunzel they had was very pathetic. She was very, I'm a damsel in distress, I need saving. Whereas Rapunzel's like, I'm gonna follow my dream. I'm gonna do it, and nobody's gonna stand in my way, kind of thing. But yeah, I'm hoping they do Rapunzel. I hope they do Rapunzel's story justice this time, and yeah, because she's my favorite princess. I think there's a lot. You have high expectations for her storyline. I'm okay with them changing princesses' storylines, but I just don't like when they take a really strong-minded princess and turn her into this pathetic damsel in distress. And it's like, why? You're trying to like have this story with independent, strong women. You've got so many strong women characters, and then you have Rapunzel, who known for being strong and independent, and I'm going to follow my dream and I'm going to get it. And then you make her to be out this really pathetic character who needs Prince Charming to come and save her. Yeah, I don't get it. well, hopefully, fingers crossed. And can I just say, when I say I'm not happy with the way they did Rapunzel's storyline, that is, I just want to get it out there before I get attacked. It has nothing to do with the actress who played her. It has nothing to do with her race, because to be honest, I'm fine with the race of a character being changed. It was just the storyline of Rapunzel that they had, that whole, and the way they made her out to be just pathetic, basically, I think is the best way to put it. The girl, I'm sure the girl who acted her is an amazing actress. I just wish she would be more, you know, yeah, I think, yeah, more like her Tangled counterpart, where she would sooner hit Charming round the face with a frying pan than be, yeah. But I guess once they change characters, they don't do them like their Disney counterparts, and that's maybe a good thing as well. But I'm quite excited. Alice, I'm quite interested in her. I just want to, like, hope she proves me wrong. But yeah, it was a good episode, and I enjoyed it, and I'm interested for the rest of the episodes. The next episode is the one with Emma in it. Emma's back. I don't know if my emotions are going to have to take this episode. I think it's going to be very Captain Swan. It's Pirate, I think it's called. So I believe there's two hooks, which I'm not too sure why we have two hooks. Not that I'm complaining, but I'm very happy. It's going to be a bittersweet episode, I think, because Emma will be back. I know that's her last episode. I think there's going to be tears, I think, and I just hope it's kind of a closure on her story, a proper closure on her story, and I hope we get to hope it's not a bad ending, a sad ending, and also to see her with Jared and Colin one last time, and I think there is some scenes of her with Andrew as well, so I'm excited but scared, I think. I just, yeah, like I say, Emma's one of my favourite characters, and I ship Captain Swan so much. But yeah, I think hopefully it'll give us closure. My phone is going mad. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that episode. If you have watched it, comment below. I hope I haven't spoiled it too much, but remember I did say spoilers at the beginning, and I will say that. But yeah, I'm going to go because I've rambled on for like 18 minutes here, and I apologise. And I will see you next week for another Rate the Episode. So, bye guys!